up to these internal standards that you have created for yourself. Now, we have talked about the external standards that are put upon you from society, but I'm now talking about the internal standards that you have created, most likely over many lifetimes, as a spiritual person. And so, you need to look at this, and you need to look at how this fits in with the teaching we have given about the birth trauma and the primal self, and how you reacted when you received that birth trauma. There was something you decided, I never want to experience this again. And therefore you created this self that said, it reasoned that it was something you did that caused the fallen beings to persecute you. And therefore, if you never do that again, you might never be persecuted that way again. And this then leads on to creating a standard for how you should be. And ever since then, my beloved, there has been a self in you that in any situation you are in here on earth, when you take embodiment, anytime you come into embodiment, this self, during your childhood and youth, is very active in scanning the society you are in, evaluating the society you are in, finding out what the taboos are, what the norms, what the standards, and then it defines a framework, a model, a standard for what you should do and what you should not do. And then it projects that if you live up to this, you are safe, you are okay, you are acceptable. And this is what most of you, in fact, I should say all of you have at some point, although some of you have started to overcome it, but all of you have taken this and transferred it to when you found the spiritual path. And we can see when we look back at Ascended Master dispensations, how many of the students took an Ascended Master teaching and used it to create another standard for what they should or shouldn't do. And my beloved, you will recognize here that this is a reactionary standard. You are reacting to conditions in the material world. And this is understandable. But what is the purpose of the coming of Christ? Is it to submit to the conditions in the world as the fallen beings want the Christ to do? Or is it to give people a visible, undeniable